Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your burdened favor us your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Good morning, honorable members. Welcome to this morning sitting. Clerk, proceed.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
We have a statement to make, and on that account, I invite Honorable Dominic Maitha, MCA Muthwani Ward, to come forward and present that statement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and the Honorable members present. First and foremost, Honorable Speaker, I want to apologize for the mishap that happened yesterday, that I was supposed to present this statement, and I had to rush somewhere because I was feeling unwell and to see my doctor.
No problem.
Thank you.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Speaker,
Point of
that
order,
aware
Madam
that
Speaker.
Provide.
Yeah. Madam Speaker, I think we do not have the order paper for today, so maybe we can be, some can be shared to us.
It's. I think I saw it on the official wall.
Where is the order paper, clerk?
It's already in the official wall, Madam Speaker.
Is it there?
And unless maybe the Honorable Deputy Speaker is using Namulika Mwizi. The order paper is here, Madam Speaker, in the official wall. So maybe he needs to confirm with the internet settings of his phone. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to see a statement on appointment of hospital management boards. Honorable Speaker, that aware that on 25th August 2022, Her Excellency, the Governor of Machakos County, Honorable Wavinya Ndeti, took an oath of office that was provided under the 3rd schedule of the Constitution, an oath of the county governor. The governor swore to obey, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of Kenya. Informed that in 2024, this assembly approved the Machakos County Assembly Services Amendment Act, FIF. 2024, whose main objective was to establish health management structures to provide for the coordination of the provision of the highest attainable standards of healthcare, to provide for measures for the attainment of universal health coverage and for connected purposes. Honorable Speaker, cognizant that Section 11, Sub-Order 1 and 2 of the Act provides for establishment and appointment of Hospital Management Board. Further aware, Section 11, Sub-Order 6 subsection 6 of the same act, states that the executive committee member shall present the list of names of the persons appointed under paragraph 2, D, E, F, G, H, and I to the assembly for approval. Honorable Speaker, considering that under Article 185 suborder 1 of the Constitution, the Legislative Assembly is vested and exercised by the County Assembly, and this legislation includes all the laws the County Assembly approves for ascending by the Governor. Honorable Speaker, aware that early this year, Our Excellency the Governor, Honorable Wavinya Ndeti, appointed to office members of the Hospital Management Board provided under Section 2, D, E, F, G, and H, and I of the Machakos County Services Amendment Act 2024 without approval of the Assembly, contravening Section 11(6) of the Act. Honorable Speaker, informed that this action by the Governor undermines the legislative mandate of the Assembly, contrary to the oath of office which the Governor took and saw before assuming office. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 41, Sub-Order 2, I wish to seek a statement from the Chairperson Health Committee on the following matters. 1. The procedure used to appoint the said hospital board members for office. 2. Reasons why the appointed hospital board members assumed their roles without the approval of the Assembly, contrary to the provisions of Section 11(6) of the Machakos County Services Amendment Act of 2024. 3. The legality of paying the said board members allowances as provided for under Section 16 of the said Act and its effect on the current county wage bill. Honorable Speaker, this county seems to be taking a trajectory that may set a precedence that is very dangerous. Honorable Speaker, you are a legal personnel. You know the law. And in judgments and rulings made in courts, they form what we call precedents. Even in this own assembly, which is a quasi-judicial institution, any decisions that we make, Honorable Speaker, will be used as precedents into future discussions, rulings, and undertakings. Honorable Speaker, this House seems to be assumed. And I want to go back to the Constitution of Kenya 2010. Article 1 of the Constitution, Honorable Speaker, says very clearly that the sovereignty of that Constitution lies with the people. That is the supreme law of this country. And it goes to say in Section 2 that those powers and that sovereignty can be exercised either directly or through elected members of the county assemblies and national government. Honorable Speaker, this assembly has been here for the last almost 3 years, passing laws, some of which have been implemented, passing motions for implementations, some of which have been ignored. And Madam Speaker, this statement has been informed by what happened some 2 or 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago, whereby this assembly passed the FIF Act and get effect to the formation of the hospital boards. We are not in denial of that, Honorable Speaker. But to our surprise, we only saw it on social media, the same boards being sworn in, and immediately after, they were retreated to Mombasa for induction and other nitty-gritties, Madam Speaker. Which is in total contravention, Madam Speaker, of the act that was passed in this assembly. And Madam Speaker, that also comes Hainandi, recalling that some time back, we passed a motion in this House freezing employment. But right now, that motion has been denied in totality. Ward administrators were employed. Village administrators were employed. And right now, there is an advert that has been running off the media that village council members have been employed. Madam Speaker, this is total defiance and total disrespect to this assembly. If we have been passing the Appropriation Act that gives room for withdrawals and implemented, why is it that other motions and resolutions made by this assembly, and especially an act like this, Madam Speaker, being defied in total disregard, implemented in total disregard of the rulings and the undertakings of this assembly? Madam Speaker, that's a very dangerous precedent. And Honorable Speaker, even before the statement is implemented, the legal department of this county assembly needs now to take serious measures. We cannot be passing issues here and then somebody somewhere goes and assumes that you can run the institution of the Machakos County government or county assembly the way you run, as if it is your own kiosk. That cannot happen. We are around an house and a government governed by the rule of law. So, Madam Speaker, this is in total defiance. This is in total disregard of this act which we passed. And then it tells that even any other acts that might come in this assembly, we might need to be very careful. We might either choose not to pass them or pass them with a lot of caution or precedence. Madam Speaker, one time the second assembly, the executive decided not to give this assembly its own allocations. Then what happened? The county assembly went to court and obtained court orders. So we might be forced to proceed and obtain court orders for such kind of incidences so that we can create that space of respect between the assembly and the executive. So, Madam Speaker, on this regard, maybe I might have read the act in the wrong way, but I believe I read it in the right way. I don't know whether there is any other member whom in your wisdom you will give a room or one or two to give an input on this, because, Madam Speaker, this defiance is now going on another level. Considering that even a day like today, the governor is going to come and address this assembly and maybe even speak on the matter of hospital boards. Are we going to allow the same to be spoken, yet it is in total defiance? It's a big no. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. To me, that is a very serious issue, and I would like to allow 2 or 3 members to contribute to it. Mheshimiwa Mwanga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for catching my eye. Allow me to start by applauding Honorable Member from Mudhwani Ward for seeking this statement. Madam Speaker, it is very bad and it is disrespectful to this Honorable House by the executive, because they are doing things their own way, but not following the law. Madam Speaker, the act is very clear, and the section 6, which the honorable member has quoted, is very clear. And it talks also about section 2D, E, H, F, and G. Allowing me to go there, Madam Speaker. Section 2D says that the composition of the board of hospitals will have a representative of women who is arrested in the sub-county in which the hospital is situated, nominated by the largest umbrella organization of the women's organization in the sub-county. In this case, we may assume the Maendeleo ya Wanawake is the largest organization. But let's go to E, Madam Speaker. It's a representative of women, of men, who we know they have no an organization like Maendeleo Wanawake. How did they come up with nominating men that they were not called anywhere to nominate somebody to represent them? Madam Speaker, even if we have no umbrella organization of youth, unless you tell us they picked someone from the border groups. Madam Speaker, that notwithstanding, I'm agreeing with Honorable Speaker of this statement that the executive is not doing things the way they should be done. The act is very clear. The people who were nominated, they should have been approved by this honorable house. What does that one tell members? Members, I think we should not just sit here and be rubber stamps of whatever is brought here by the executive. And that is why majority of us are considering whether we will be here in the afternoon to listen to the lies of His Excellency the Governor. Madam Speaker, I do second. Madam Speaker, I do second. Madam Speaker, I do second and support the statement. Thank you.
Withdraw the statement of lies. That one we must. Yeah.
Speaker,
Yes.
I do withdraw, but the menu remains the same. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Kavyu. Honorable Ndawa after that. Honorable Maeke, in that order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think even before I continue, the honorable member should withdraw properly, because after withdrawing, the words that he has added after still confirms that he's still in the same. So unless a time when the governor addresses, that is when we'll be able to determine whether it will be lies. So it's also good that we are there to to stand in order number 87.
Sure.
However, on the issue that has been raised by honorable member from Mudhwani Ward, it is true. And Madam Speaker, even as the Committee on Health looks into the matter, it is very clear that there was a total lapse in terms of adherence to the law. And even as they bring us the statement, the boards, we need to ensure that they are suspended. And also, if there is any funds that have been spent so far in regards to them undertaking any mandate, needs to be surcharged or recovered, because an illegal party cannot execute a mandate that can only be granted within the precincts of the law. Madam Speaker, you remember this same house approved the boards for the municipalities. So I'm wondering, at what point does the governor decides what to bring and who is not to be approved by this assembly? The law is very clear. And also, Madam Speaker, even if the executive wants to play PR, they also need to adhere to the law, because even the board, we saw them being taking an oath of office. And Madam Speaker, maybe you can guide us which category of government officers are supposed to take an oath of office, because here it has become like a joke. Every Tom and Dick that is appointed, you find them, just because people want to create a picture of a working thing, you find everybody is being sworn in. So I understand we have a vacuum in the office of the county attorney, but the legal department is there. They should also take up that responsibility and advise the government properly in terms of procedure, because it is not every officer that should take an oath of office. Otherwise, even all other civil servants will be taking an oath of office. So that was a total breach of the law, and the Committee of Health should move with speed. And Madam Speaker, if the board still continue to being in office, we want to petition our legal department should move and pursue other legal avenues if the matter is not resolved amicably, and have the board suspended. Because, Madam Speaker, unless it is a political exercise, because I don't understand, and that is becoming a little bit of trend, people want to bypass the law so that they can make their own arrangement, and Machakos will continue after the third assembly. Machakos will continue after the reign of Excellency Governor Wavinya. So we should not destroy and spoil Machakos by breaking the law. So let everybody adhere. There is life after election, and we should stop focusing and doing things the wrong way just to tick box in terms of seeking re-election. So it is wrong, and I support the statement. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Ndawa, then Honorable Maeke, and we end it there.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Judas Ndawa, the member representing the great people of Matu. Honorable Speaker, when you were elected to to this house by the electorates, we were all taken for orientation and training. You sponsored us for training, and in that training, we were told that a statement is a tool of working in this assembly. And again, Honorable Speaker, it was made clear that a statement seeks answers to certain issues. Honorable Speaker, what I want to say is this: the statement has been sold by one Honorable Maida, and now here we have started contributing as if we have answers. Us as an assembly, Honorable Speaker, we don't have answers. And it is the norm of this house, when a statement is sought,
Point of information, Madam
when
Speaker.
a statement is sought,
Point of
you
information.
direct.
Information granted. Honorable Power, just a minute.
Madam Speaker, the honorable member, unless he's new in Jerusalem, it is very clear that the law is very clear that this board are supposed to be approved by the county assembly, and that never happened. So it should not create an illustration like it is the house is confused and doesn't understand. When we approved the municipalities board here, it's a fact, and nobody is talking about the municipality. So there was a lapse, and the member should not use the fact that we were taken for orientation to justify an illegality. If they were taken to Mombasa or we were oriented, we were taken for orientation because we had met the threshold to be in this house, to go there for that orientation. So the honorable member should stop misleading the public and also the house.
Let me guide on that, Honorable Ndawa, a minute. The matter before us is a statement, and whether or not we debate, the law will not change. The fact remains that an anomaly has been done, and whether we have answers, don't we? We have the answers, but it has to pass through a committee which will give us in writing the answers. The law has been changed, has been breached. That is the truth of the matter. So whether we debate it or you don't debate it, it will not change the law. So allow members to ventilate whatever they want to say.
Allow me to continue, Honorable Speaker, so that I can conclude.
Allow the member to finish.
Honorable
Allow the member
Speaker.
to finish.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
Honorable Speaker, I don't know why these people, all these honorable members are agitated. In fact, I'm saying what we need is answers. That is what I'm saying.
Thank you.
And the answers cannot be, we cannot have the answers here. When the matter is referred to the relevant committee, of course the chair will be able to call the concerned party so that answer can come and be brought to this house. Again, Honorable Speaker.
But what is the harm with us deliberating? Is there any harm?
We are trying to preempt what we expect
There
to
is
get.
nothing to preempt here, Honorable
So,
member.
Honorable Speaker, I just want to
Yeah.
kindly give me protection, Honorable Speaker. I don't know why members.
You said you said you had finished that you.
I had not finished, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm not a priest, and I don't wish to be
Allow
one.
him to finish.
Yes, I'm not a priest, and I don't want to be one. But there is a verse in the Bible,
Proceed.
book of Proverbs, that says the first person who speaks in court seems to be right until the opponent is given an opportunity to say his side of the story. Honorable Speaker, let us be calm. Let us be calm. I heard one honorable member say, we quash the boards. We cannot have the capacity as an assembly to quash already gazetted members. We can only do that through what we call gazette notice. So, Honorable Speaker, as we do our business, let us not have powers that we don't have. Honorable Speaker, kindly allow the statement to go to the relevant chair so that we get answers.
Honorable member. Oh, thank you. Honorable Mike.
And if history, I'm in support of the statement. And Madam Speaker, I think what Mheshimiwa has done and what you've allowed us to do is what has been happening here, ventilating. And when we are doing ventilation, is just trying to put some meat on the bone of the whole statement. It has happened before, and so the honorable member should not say members are agitated. I thank Mheshimiwa who has brought from the one who has brought this statement, because my friend Honorable DS has been telling us to do oversight in the House, and we followed. Instead of talking outside there, the best place to talk and get answers is at the floor of the House. So once things comes at the floor of the House, allow them to follow. However, Madam Speaker, I'm standing here to make a request, because these things, when they were happening in Mombasa, also the health committee retreated, and probably the tradition would be give that statement to the health committee, and all the committee was there witnessing, and they never rose those issues. Madam Speaker, I'm going to ask you kindly, for us to get the right answers, I request we form an ad hoc committee, and so that now we can get the right answers, because the members went there, they saw, they looked, and they came back, and they have not spoken anything. Madam Speaker, I'm requesting, as you direct,
point of order, Madam Speaker.
As you direct as you direct that committee, so that we get right answers, because I saw the chair, I saw them, and we saw, everybody saw. Actually, the whole internet saw, the whole country saw, the Mama Boga saw, everybody saw whatever was happening in Mombasa. And Madam Speaker, nobody is refusing whoever to be appointed. Whatever we just want is legality to be formed. Just as Mheshimiwa Ndawa, and a person I held very dearly and I respect, and he knows that, because one time he said they usually go to the meeting with my father, so I respect him as my father. Mheshimiwa, don't forget to cry for the cry of the people. We are crying for the cry of the people, and we want the truth to be done. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this time, and I want to say that ad hoc committee should be formed. Thank you, and I want to be there.
No. Let me just preempt early enough so that you don't have ideas that there is no ad hoc committee we are forming. That particular committee that is given to that business, they are the same ones who are going to do the work. Because the law can't change. Whether you change it like how, it can't change. They will do it the work. Yeah. Honorable DS, sorry, I told you to, and Honorable Ndeti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. You know, Honorable Mike, and mentioned my name.
We are looking for a job, DS.
I have seen that, which is okay, Madam Speaker. But Madam Speaker, something maybe, now that we are ventilating on this whole issue, there is no problem when we ventilate on a statement. But it is also important for us members to understand that, in fact, statements before they used to be called question hour. So that tells you, as a member, you might be having all the information with you, but we do not have the evidence, a written evidence. So sometimes when we seek for statements, it's like we are seeking for some information. My humble plea would be, Madam Speaker, because now it's like we've debated the entire thing. If we knew and we had evidence over this whole matter. Yes, Madam Speaker.
The word you are using is the right one.
Yes.
Ventilation is not the
same. It's not
the same as debating. Yes. Proceed.
Thank you. Anyway, in future, Madam Speaker, I think when we ask these questions, it is okay to ventilate. It is allowed by law. There is nothing wrong with that. But what I know is that we cannot make any resolutions with a statement. So let's allow the relevant committee to take over, go and come with answers, and at that time we'll have time to do and say whatever we think and make resolutions as a house, and whatever resolutions this house will make should be followed. Yeah, so there is nothing, there is no problem. If if that is whatever Mheshimiwa is saying, if it's correct, then we'll get that information from the health committee and maybe prosecutors announced. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Ndeti, and we will end it at Honorable Ndeti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mine is very brief. Mine is to remind all members that this is a house of order. This is a house that legislates. This is a house that is supposed to ensure that everything is done according to the law. And if there is anything that is done outside the law, we should be able to pinpoint, deliberate, ventilate, and discuss it. So in other words, I support that if things are not being done right, then it's our responsibility to highlight. But what I'm also going to ask honorable members is that to be very sober and use some parliamentary language. It doesn't augur well when we are all in the media saying that the governor is coming in the afternoon to tell us our lies. I think that we need to be a bit sober and just, be honorable members in the language that we use. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. The statement is hereby committed to the Health and Emergency Services Committee, which should respond on or before 11th March 2026. Thank you so much. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report on the status of 3 stalled county major roads.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Point of order number 87.
Proceed.
Madam Speaker, it is an order on responsibility on statement of fact. Madam Speaker, I wanted just to get some clarity on the floor of the House. On 20th of February 2026, an honorable member for this House was attending a media briefing in one of our local stations, and there was a circulation that apart from the Honorable Speaker and Kusia, it's like we have a new speaker for MACHAKOS County Assembly. The Honorable Member for Ikalakala was attending the interview, and the poster that was inviting him and that was circulating around indicated that is the Speaker of the County Assembly of Machakos. So maybe, Madam Speaker, you can guide us whether you have a co-speaker, and also in a separate incident, he was quoted saying that he's the acting speaker. So maybe we can get clarity if he was confirmed for the same position. Last time I checked, he was our deputy speaker and not the speaker of the county assembly. And when he went there, he didn't bother to correct that anomaly. So could it be the position?
Madam Speaker.
Actually want to give you an opportunity even before you tell me to confirm those allegations or deny them.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, one thing, those posters do not originate from members. They originate from the radio stations or TV stations. They are the ones, their graphic people are the ones who do that. And Madam Speaker, I know it is on record. When I arrived at the station, that is exactly, that was the first thing that I corrected. If evidence is needed, Madam Speaker, I can provide. I corrected that through them, and they said it was an error.
So it is true that the
poster, yeah, for sure, the poster indicated that I was the speaker, and immediately when I arrived at the radio station, I corrected that. I told them they had made a mistake, and they also told me that it's true. The presenter said that he had seen it, and he also wanted to correct it when I arrived, which I did, Madam Speaker. Immediately I arrived at the station.
Would you ask them then to go further and bring me a written evidence of withdrawing.
It is okay, Madam Speaker. I can do that. No problem.
All right, proceed.
Madam Speaker, let me make it clear. Throughout this term, I do not have any intentions to be the Speaker. I'm okay being a Deputy Speaker of this County Assembly of Machakos. So, let no one deceive you, Madam Speaker.
But Honorable Diaz, you are on record saying that you are the acting Speaker. That was a clip that went round.
Madam Speaker, maybe I can also request the member maybe to provide that evidence I've ever said so, because that one I'm not aware saying that, uttering such words.
All right. That is settled.
Point of information, Honorable Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I'm much obliged. Now it is clear.
Yes.
Because I was kind of confused. But the member has cleared his name. So, because we voted for him to be our Deputy Speaker, and he had not lobbied us, and we are the people who appoint the Speaker. So I was wondering, alipitia wapi kabla tupeleke?
More information, Honorable Speaker.
That's okay, yeah. On that?
On the same, yes. Honorable Speaker, I want to confirm what the DS has said. I'm a serious listener to Musi FM. And during that time, I was on throughout. And I added the DS, the first thing, to correct. In fact, even spent about 2 minutes with the presenter, one Mwenge, telling him, why are you trying to imply that I'm the Speaker of the County Assembly and you are aware I'm not the one? So, Honorable Speaker, I just want to confirm. As you wait for that written information that we have requested for, kindly, I'm one person who doesn't lie. Please, please, please.
The written information will confirm what
Yes,
you
yes.
propose.
And I would also request that if we can also request whoever came up with that poster to come up with another one. I know that will clear that, because you can make it. And then, Honorable Speaker, I would request you also accept one day to be invited in that media station, so that you can also, we also want to hear what our Speaker, because I know you are eloquent, you know how to put things straight. So I'm requesting you also accept invitation. The reason why I'm saying so, Honorable.
Not the subject matter.
Yes, the reason why I'm saying so.
So you are acting ultra-bias.
I'm requesting. The media guy is on record saying, I've been requesting the Speaker of Machakos to come here, but she has never accepted. So I'm just pleading.
I don't even know the guy.
Eh?
So how has he been requesting me?
Okay. Thank you, Madam
I don't know
Speaker.
the guy.
Madam Speaker, I'm placing under Standing Order 77. Part, this is part 9 of our standing orders. Madam Speaker, you have already made a ruling on the same. I don't know why you went ahead to allow the Honorable Member for Matu to comment on an issue which you had already ruled about. Standing Order number 77 is very clear. So next time, he should adhere to the standing orders. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, standing.
Honorable Member.
Order number one, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Order number 1 can only be invoked by the Speaker.
Yes, I'm saying order number 1.
Any other person.
I'm saying the Speaker used order number 1 to allow me. So the Speaker is quite in order. The Speaker is quite in order.
Let's have that matter settled.
Madam Speaker, you know, this house needs to be a house of order. When you are a ranking member in this assembly, you need to be a living example in this assembly. You cannot just always be stating about standing order number 1. Standing order number 1 says, for matters that are not provided for by this standing order. You honorable member, you need to be guided by that. Thank you. Speaker has meant the ruling is already provided by standing order number 77. Sure. So you've just contradicted. You are saying when you don't lie. Go and read the standing orders. Thank you.
Thank you. Members, let's end this debate. It is not healthy at all. At this point, may I invite Honorable Mwoki Musila Chairperson, Transport, Roads and Public Works Committee, to come forward and present that motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Mwokiwa Musila, MCA Ndidini Ward. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 195, I wish to move the motion that this Assembly adopts the report of the Transport, Roads and Public Works Committee on the status of the 3 stalled county major roads as laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 24th February 2026. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
I would wish to request my members. Yeah, I would wish to request Honorable Ndawa to second my motion. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. I now propose the question that this Assembly adopts the report of the Transport, Roads and Public Works Committee on the status of 3 stalled county major roads as laid down on the table of the House on Tuesday, 24th February 2026. Before I call the members to debate this motion, I request the mover to come forward and highlight on the report. Honorable Musila.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And because it's a lengthy document, I would wish to only tackle some of the headings: the status of the 3 roads, the Matu Equity, the Loop Road, and the Kedhini Mua Ward. From there, I'll go to the general findings of the committee.
Sure.
Then committee general recommendations and conclusion. Madam Speaker, Honorable Speaker, the Transport, Roads and Public Works Committee undertook an assessment to establish the current status of 3 major county roads projects initiated by the county government in the financial year 2021-2022. These include A, Matu Equity Lane Road in Matu Ward, Matu Hospital Loop Road in Matu Ward, and Kithini Vota Road in Mua Ward. The committee's inquiry done in each project revealed as follows. Matu Equity Lane Road, Matu Ward. Honorable Speaker, Matu Equity Lane Road, measuring approximately 400 meters, is an urban access road located within Matu town along Equity Bank. The road plays a significant role in supporting commercial activities within the town by facilitating movement in the central business area and providing access to key business premises. The project commenced during the financial year 2020 and 2021, and the county government, through the Department of Roads and Transport, undertook other works using county that is in-house, while specialized works were outsourced to various contractors. The department submitted that a total of Kenya shillings 21,517,826.06 cents has so far been used in the execution of the works to the current state, and the works done include the site clearance, earthworks, culverts, concrete lined drains, gravel material subbase, and cabro paved walkways. Further, Kenya shillings 14 million is required to complete the pending works, which include stabilization of the gravel base, invert block drainage works as bituminous works. Upon visiting the project, the committee established that the contracted works was successfully executed and completed to a satisfactory level. However, it was reported that the asphalt concrete works was not part of the contracted works, hence the road remained at the sub-base level, leaving the prepared surface exposed to erosion and weather damage. The absence of the asphalt concrete layer has not only compromised the durability of the works already done, but also diminished the intended quality and longevity of the road. Honorable Speaker, noting that the road traverses the heart of the town, its unfinished condition undermines the image of the town's central business district and exposes traders to a respiratory illness due to persistent dust from the roadworks. The committee further noted that the department lacked clear completion plan for the project with no budget reallocation to finalize the pending works, hence reflecting a gap in project planning and implementation within the department. Matu Hospital Loop Road, still in Matu Ward. Madam Speaker, the Matu Hospital Loop Road is a road stretch measuring approximately 2 kilometers in length and serving as the primary access route to the Matu Level 4 Hospital. The road holds immense strategic importance as it facilitates access to the hospital and transportation of agricultural produce to the market. Its completion is therefore central to improving trade and healthcare access, as the facility is also being upgraded to a level 5 hospital. The committee established the Department of Roads and Transport, undertook site clearance and other works using county machinery, while culverts installation and drainage works was contracted. A total of 8 million Kenya shillings has so far been spent on the project. The department project implementation plan provided that bituminous works would be later contracted to a private firm to complete the tarmacking phase. However, the same was not done, leaving the project incomplete. Upon inspection, committee noted that the other works already done remain largely intact and in stable conditions. Madam Speaker, as at December 2025, the department submitted that the project required 159.9 million to undertake the following works: reprocessing of the existing improved sub-base works, stabilized gravel base, culverts and drainage works, concrete works, stone pitch drains, gabion works, bituminous works, including asphalt paved carriageway and road furniture. Despite the road's evident socio-economic benefits to the residents, the committee noted that no follow-up budget reallocation has been made in subsequent financial years to enable completion of the pending works. The lack of financial commitment has resulted in prolonged project stagnation and underutilization of the public investment. The committee further noted that unless the tarmacking of the road is fast-tracked, the exposed subbase will progressively deteriorate due to prolonged exposure to adverse weather conditions, leading to erosion service where the eventual failure of the prepared layers. Such deterioration would not only erode the quality of earlier works, but also escalate the overall cost of completion, thereby diminishing the value of the public funds already spent on the project. Kidhini Vota Road in Mua Ward. Honorable Speaker, Kidhini Vota Road covers approximately 7 kilometers and links Kidhini Market with Vota Market, providing an important alternative route to Water Road from the Nairobi Machakos Road. The road serves as a key connector to agricultural produce, business movement, and access to essential services within Mua Ward and neighboring areas. In implementing this project, the Department of Roads and Transport undertook the earthworks using county machinery, while drainage and bituminous works were contracted. To date, Kenya shillings 75 million has been spent in improving to bitumen standards of the 2.5 kilometers and the construction of drainage works along the 6.8 kilometers stretch of the road. This leaves approximately 4.5 kilometers untarmacked, making the road partially functional and not adequately serving its intended purpose of facilitating smooth and efficient transportation. Madam Speaker, the department submitted that approximately Kenya shilling 300 million is required to undertake the pending works, which include reprocessing of the existing base for about 1 kilometer earthworks for the remaining section of the road, additional drainage works, and laying of asphalt concrete on the remaining section. The committee observed that although substantial progress was made on drainage and partial bitumen works, the project has stalled for a long period without a clear action plan or timelines for completion. Further, the untarmacked portion of the road whose base had been prepared awaiting tarmacking has deteriorated due to erosion and weather exposure, leading to potential loss of earlier investment and increased future rehabilitation costs. The committee also noted that no budgetary allocation has been made to enable completion of the remaining section of the road, despite the critical socio-economic importance of the road to the area residents. Committee general findings or observations. Honorable Speaker, the committee noted the following in relation to the above projects: that all the three road projects, Kidini Water Road, Matu Equity Lane Road, and Matu Hospital Loop Road, were initiated and partially implemented and remain incomplete with no clear timelines or plans for the completion. 2, the department used county machinery and personnel to undertake earthworks, contracted drainage and pavement works, but failed to make budget allocation and contract for the bituminous or surface dressing works, leaving the project exposed to deterioration. 3, inadequate budgeting and absence of follow-up allocation in subsequent financial years contributed to the prolonged stagnation of these projects, despite being captured in the CIDP and previous ADPs. 4, the prolonged exposure of the untarmacked road surfaces will lead to erosion, damage to drainage structures, and loss of value for funds already spent, which may increase future rehabilitation costs. 5, the incomplete state of the roads has limited their intended socio-economic impact, especially in facilitating transport, trade, and access to essential services. 6, despite the visible benefits of completing these projects, the department has not developed a structured prioritization or funding framework to guide the continuation and completion of all the stalled works. 7, the committee felt that the cost estimates submitted to the department for the completion of these projects of the 3 projects, namely Kenya shillings 14 million for Matu Equity Lane, Kenya shillings 160 million for Matu Hospital Lane, Loop Road, and Kenya shillings 300 million for Kidini Water Road were extremely high, considering the amounts already spent in the completed phases of the project and the scope of the remaining works for each project. Committee General Recommendations. Madam Speaker, the committee therefore recommended as follows. 1, the county executive should prioritize completion of the 3 roads, Kidini Water Road, Matu Equity Lane Road, and Matu Hospital Loop Road, using the approved Department of the Roads and Transport budget of Kenya shillings 589 million, allocated for major roads comprising 276 million earmarked for ongoing phased projects and 312 million for the new projects. This is to ensure value for money and avoid destruction of the roads base works already done. 2, the Department of Roads, Transport and Public Works should undertake comprehensive project planning for current and future phased projects to ensure full budgeting and adequate financing for all the project phases. 3, the Department of Roads and Transport should ensure contracts are awarded strictly on the basis of availability of funds to guarantee clear completion of timelines, adequate funding.
Proceed.
Madam Speaker, the house is leaking. I don't know whether we are safe here. Yes, we can die here.
Thank you. Let me finish up before it collapses, as he says. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Number 3, the Department of Roads and Transport should ensure contracts are awarded strictly on the basis of availability of funds to guarantee clear completion timelines, adequate funding, accountability, and to prevent stalling and abandonment of projects. 4, the county government should cease the practice of jointly executing projects with contractors as it weakens accountability. Each project should be fully assigned to a single responsible entity to ensure efficient, transparent, and clear accountability in implementation. 4, the department should review and justify the cost estimates for the completion of the 3 projects, taking into account works already done with a view of preventing overcosting and minimizing wastage of public funds. 6, the department should report back to the Assembly the progress of the 3 road projects, namely Kidini Vortad Road, Matu Equity Lane, and Matu Hospital Loop Road, within 30 days from the date of approval of this report. Conclusion and acknowledgement. Madam Speaker, the committee is grateful to your office and that of the clerk of the County Assembly for the continuous and relentless support received as it discharged its oversight mandate. I wish also to appreciate the committee members, the Secretariat, and the Department of Roads and Transport for their cooperation during the entire process of compiling this report. Madam Speaker, it is therefore my humble duty on behalf of the Committee on Transport and Roads and Public Works to table the report on the status of the 3 stalled county major roads projects and recommend it to this honorable House for consideration and adoption. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. It's important. I wanted him to finish before we can now understand what we are going to do this. But let me tell you, members, this is a self-inflicting problem, this one of the rain. How? We have a chamber that has failed to be concluded, so that we move to a new chamber because money is just being held by the executive without releasing it to pay the contractors for us to finish to complete the construction and move to a new. This is self-inflicting, and it is us who have gone to tell the governor not to release the money. Us here, members of this assembly. So, can we tackle this problem? Because I can't tackle it alone. Honorable Maitha.
Madam Speaker, it is very shameful to experience what we are experiencing today. And how I wish it would have rained when the governor was addressing us, so that she can experience problems that we are going through. Madam Speaker, it is very devastating to see a chamber of an house that is highly respected in this country behaving like this. Madam Speaker, it is very shameful. And I can confirm, Madam Speaker, here without any fear of contradiction, what you have just said was affirmed 2 days ago. Those members who went to visit the governor's office 2 days ago, they were told clearly, I will not issue monies even for certificates that have not been released. We have that information, Madam Speaker. It is punitive, and condoning that, it is not punishing the Speaker. It is punishing ourselves. Madam Speaker, if the chamber can reign in the presence of members, then, Madam Speaker, we need to be serious. But I want to say this. Anyone believing that Mount County monies belong to him or her will be out for a root shock. And it is good now it is raining when we are inside. And how I pray, and those who pray like myself, that in the afternoon it rains cats and dogs, so that the reality can be revealed, Madam Speaker. It is shameful and it cannot be contoned. This is not anybody's money, it is public money, and this county assembly needs to receive its own share because the law provides for that, Madam Speaker. It is very shameful.
Okay. Honorable Mwanga, Honorable Paul, Honorable Ndeti.
Madam Speaker, it is unfortunate that the minority whip and to change her chair not to sit on the usual or the official chair. Madam Speaker, it is not my prayer that it rains cats and dogs in the afternoon. It's not my prayer. But Madam Speaker, with this is a shame, and I want to attest to what you have said about some members of this house telling the executive not to release funds for development of this honorable house. Madam Speaker, it is a shame for a governor to be coming here in the afternoon when the chamber is leaking. Madam Speaker, I wish you could invoke standing order number 1 and order that the address about the state of the count is not going to be issued here in the chamber, because this is a shame, and we look for somewhere else, or we devour the date. Thank you.
Honorable Paul.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will not talk about the leaking roof because my name is Wambua and I've just come down. Madam Speaker, I would like to, first of all, to ask this House whether it's in order to discuss a report that has been signed by a member who is not, a honorable member who is not a member of the Transport Committee. I've seen the 14th signature belongs to Honorable Anthony Kisoi, whom we know has not been allocated to any committee. So I think it's not proper. It's not properly executed, this report. But Madam Speaker, having said that,
I didn't get that.
Honorable Kisoi is one of the members who have signed this report.
Yes.
And I'm very sure he's not a member of the committee.
Okay.
So you will give us direction on how to treat the report. But Madam Speaker,
Point of information, Madam Speaker. Point of information. Yeah, just addressing the same, Madam Speaker. I believe the member is the newly elected member, and I believe that he had got some invitation to that committee. I think that's the reason as to why.
We need to know that because I only authorized once. It has to be authorized by the Speaker that he had to sit for the committees. I think the other Monday, when was that? The first Monday after we opened. That was all. Was it that way? Okay. Then that is sorted. That's sorted.
but I don't think an invitee has capacity to sign as a member of the committee, because as it is, this report cites 14 members, while we know that committee is comprised of 13 members. But Madam Speaker, having said that, we have a problem with our roads in this county, Madam Speaker. And roads are a very essential infrastructure that enables our constituents move goods, interconnect with the other counties, and interconnect within themselves. Madam Speaker, these 3 roads we are talking about were started in the year 2020, if the report is correct. We are in 2025, and going by what I have seen recently, for instance, Kinka Road, which was done at Mudhwani Ward, then if the quality of works is the same as what was done in Mudhwani, then we don't have roads, and therefore these are new roads that should be started afresh. Madam Speaker, that has been the same problem we have been having. Every year we do grading of rural roads. Personally, I don't believe grading is a development item, because you grade today, it rains in the afternoon, the road becomes a shamba, and it develops gullies. the solution to our roads, and especially rural roads in this county, is serious marraming of those feeder roads. Because if we do grading, every year we shall be on that road doing grading. And the electorate will not see value for money. I'm saying this because the other day, we graded the county graded some roads in Kibauni. Yesterday, after the rains, I'm getting calls. We are back to the same problem. And these roads have just been graded 3 weeks ago. There are some that are yet to be graded. We don't know when. What I can say to members is that development agenda in any ward is reflected first by the roads that we pass through. Today in the morning, I heard Mweshimiwa here saying that she does not have a road that goes to, she cannot get to her home because there is no road. That's a sitting member here. So what do we tell to our electorate? Some of us have resulted because the county has forgotten us. We have resulted to paying our youth to make those roads by ourselves. And that will be a problem in 2027 because the youth will come and tell you, we made these roads by ourselves when we had paid taxes. So you are not passing through our roads. Those people who are holding the county coffers and are not doing the right thing, those are the questions that will be asked by the electorate. This afternoon, I expect the governor to give us a list of the things she has done in terms of development. I don't know how many there will be, but I'm sure grading of Katulane to Kadhiani Road, which was done in 2022, will be in that list. A road that has been graded was graded in 2022. Do you still expect that road to look the same? I know in that address, we will find milk.
Point of order.
Find rice.
Point of order, Madam Speaker.
But we want tangible development agenda for this county, Madam
Let
Speaker.
me finish, Mheshimiwa.
Madam Speaker, you will allow him because he was brought into this assembly by the people of Ekalakala to always protect the governor.
Don't talk about things that the governor is going to.
Thank you,
talk
Madam
about.
Speaker. But
Yes.
as someone said, someone said, we preempt, and we have information, by the way, so we know what will happen. Madam Speaker, I think the roads department, transport department should get a little bit more serious so that that agenda of road development and construction is visible within the county. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable Ndeti, you are the next. Then Honorable Ndwiki, Honorable Kitaka, Honorable Maeke, Honorable Ndawa, and Honorable Katiti, and Honorable Joanna. Then can we end it at that point? Yes, all right.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, with your permission, I want to go back to the leaking chamber.
Yes.
It's very embarrassing, members. We are here, it's leaking. I think we need to establish as to what is happening, because if we have the assembly as requisitioned for money to do repairs to our chamber, and the money has not been given to us, we need to find out. I don't know which committee should be committed to find out why the money has not been paid.
Point of information. Point of information, Madam Speaker. Thank you. Madam Speaker, I think the member needs to know that as an assembly, we ought to do a budget first, budget for the same. If there are, and if there is money for repairs, we contract. Then after contracting, then we can forward the requisition on the other side for payment. Thank you.
Point of information,
We already have requisitions that have not been paid for the major project there, the chamber.
Yeah, then that should be paid.
It has not been paid, and There are no signs of being paid.
Thank
Honorable
you.
DS.
Thank you.
Who are you speaking for? Because you work here.
I was
you don't work
informing
at
the member.
executive. You do not know whether they are going to pay or they are not going to pay. Or he knows.
I was informing the member.
Point of information.
Anyway, I think I've had enough
Information, Honorable Speaker.
Let Honorable Ndeti proceed.
It's very important, Honorable Speaker. Information.
No. Let her finish.
It's about time, Honorable Speaker.
Oh, it's about time.
Yes, I'm requesting, since you have allocated about 6 people,
Yes.
and we have less than 20
The
minutes,
extent time.
I'm requesting that you allocate each either 1.5 minutes or 2, so that we can now speak. So otherwise, if it can get to 12:30 and we have not extended time, it will end there.
Okay. Honorable Ndeti, seconds now.
Speaker.
Seconds.
Yeah, so mine was simple. If for sure there is money requisitioned, the committee responsible, please make sure that the executive releases our funds on time. The other thing on roads, I think we have a lot of roads, but the roads department should tell us how much money was allocated for roads and how much has been utilized and how much is pending. Because we can talk about roads that are not done, but do we have the money? How much was allocated? How much has been utilized? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. Let's finish. Honorable Ndwiki, let's finish this subject.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Daniel Ntwiki, MCA, Syokimau Mlolongo Ward. I want to be brief in this matter of roads, Madam Speaker. First and foremost, I want to support that report and say that the county government should ensure that the stored projects, especially concerning the roads, are completed and of the specified qualities, should be of a good quality. Madam Speaker, as I speak about this, I also face the same challenge in Mlolongo. Madam Speaker, there is a Ngozi Police ring road, Madam Speaker, that have started and it is being constructed at very slow pace, Madam Speaker. As we appreciate for the project, Madam Speaker, the phase of construction of that road, Madam Speaker, our road in Machakos, Madam Speaker, is worrying. So I wish that the transporting department do their work and complete in time. And because there is a waiting statement on the same road, Madam Speaker, I won't talk much about it. But also, I want also to say about the provision of the alternative route, Madam Speaker, because the road now in Gossip, I request the county government of Machakos to go and close that road completely until it is completed, because people are getting injured there. Women are getting injured, border people are crying, everyone is crying, Madam Speaker. So the county government, as it constructs roads, it should also have public engagement. Because once you are doing a project for the public, you should engage the public and get the views of the public on the project. And Madam Speaker, that is my contribution. And I urge that those sentiments be taken with the seriousness that is concerned, because people in Gossip Road are crying. The road now resembles like a gully. It's even worse than a river. So that needs to be taken in account of. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Madam Speaker, the Honorable Member has just spoken about something called Statement of Facts, Standing Order number 27. And is it in order the Honorable Member discusses about Gossip Road, yet we are discussing a report of Matu and other affiliate roads? Is it in order, Madam Speaker?
It may not be good, but I think it adds to we are passing to the debate that our roads are in a dilapidated state, all of them. Actually, the community of Sabaki, when they got tired of these stories of this government, they went ahead and pulled resources and put their own roads cabro. So right now, they are running through a cabro. So I think it is just a very pathetic situation. All the roads are just in pathetic situation. So there is nothing wrong with a member mentioning a road that is doing very bad, because it's all about the community that is using that road. Thank you. Let's proceed. Honorable Kitaka, sorry.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Francis Kitaka, representing Dalane Ward. Honorable Speaker, I have Just a few things that I want to mention over the subject matter, the roads that we are discussing today. Referencing to the financial year 2021-2022, this reminds us as honorable members and this assembly that we have projects that were allocated finances and were not completed. So I urge the executive and also the committees that are concerned that at least we do what is possible to ensure that the projects that were initiated and some monies were committed to those projects do not go in vain. So that at least at the end of the day, we achieve the objectives that were set. Honorable Speaker, on the 3 roads that are being highlighted in this report, I'll also request and urge that at least let us have realistic figures. In the review, once these roads are committed to be done, let us have revised figures that at least will go hand in hand with the project that we are going to undertake. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I support.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Mike.
Madam Speaker, I had not switched. I was just fearing, but the rain has receded.
Take the shortest time possible.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As I stand to look into the report, I've seen some serious gaps. The Honorable Committee, first I appreciate you for the good work you did. I know you went to Matu, you went all over. You called members to come up with that report. However, if you look at the report, they've just reported to us what happened during the other regime and what they have not given us a way out. And I believe whoever was seeking that statement and had concerned, they wanted a way out. And Madam Speaker, if we continue just bringing reports for the sake of bringing reports, then the essence of members bringing their quest and their question and their concern in this house will be all in vain. And I wish the members could have come and told us, we've made this recommendation and we have followed up, and we are going to ensure that the next budget which is coming, because Madam Speaker, we know all where the money is, that we are going to ensure that we give priority to Matu, we give priority to those roads, because these are some of the roads that were brought, and I believe they are in accordance to the IDP, the CIDP. And Madam Speaker, just as Mheshimiwa Don said, there is a need for proper and a good and a technical approach to the way of dealing with roads. Madam Speaker, our soils are not stable and are not good. Even right now, I'm happy because even we're having the RRI, which is happening now in Kalama. Yesterday, we graded a lot of kilometers, but the following day, people start complaining that this barabara is worse than the way it was left, and we are spending a lot of money. So I wish the department sit down, approach, and in the remaining time, which is one year, 5 months, they can do better to have and help us get permanent roads. Thank you.
Thank you. Who was the next? Honorable Ndawa, then Honorable Petit.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will start by thanking the committee for this commendable job. I happen to be a member of this committee, Honorable Speaker, and I believe we burned midnight oil to ensure that the report is ready. Honorable Speaker, my only plea to this House is to approve this report so that we can move forward. Honorable Speaker, a project which was started in 2021 and we are now in 2026, this is a lot of time. Honorable Speaker, I'm requesting that the honorable members of this House, even if we are feeling out, please let us approve this report so that we can move forward. And again, Honorable Speaker, from the figures that we got from the department, the figures are very high. You cannot tell me a road measuring 377 kilometers because the 400 meters we are giving is just an estimate. It is 377 meters. All the earthworks were done. Everything is done. What we need is only one coat of maram and a seal, and we have that tarmac, Equity Road. I'm very sure with less than 10 million, Equity Road can be complete. 14,000 is on their side. On the other hand, the issue of Hospital Road, Honorable Speaker, 159 million. a road measuring 1.9, because from the main road to the hospital is about 800 meters. Then from hospital to the other side, to the town, it is only 1.1. 1.1 plus 800, that is 1.9 kilometers. Earthworks was done, everything was done. We only need one coat of marram, a seal, and we are done. So, Honorable Speaker, I'm requesting that we adapt so that within 3 days, within 30 days, we get a report from the department as the committee has requested. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Katiti.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Boniface Chalo Katiti, a member representing Mudeden Ward. First and foremost, I want to thank the Committee of Transport for what they have done. Then also, I still request that you still listen to what is happening in Mulolongo, because the rains are here with us, and maybe the member of Mulolongo, last time he was taken through the waters, the sewages, and maybe he's fearful that he may be taken again through the same process.
I remember that.
Yeah. This project was started in 2021. And I don't know why, when the governments come in, then why they don't complete already the projects that has been initiated and started by the former governments. I would request that any project that has been left by the government that is placed, and then another government comes in, then it has a right to finish that project, because one time it went procurement, it was through the audit process, then it was initiated and started, and then it has to be completed in time. It has a time frame, so I would encourage another project that has been stalled, that it may be completed before we start another one, because that's the duty of a government, so that every project, because it takes a lot of money, and our money, then it should start, and it should be, its objective should be realized. I still want to talk about...
I think you have to end it there. We are time bad.
Just a minute. Please, Madam Speaker. There's a road in Mudeden Ward. Okay. There's a statement that I saw in this house. There's a report that came to this house, and it was taken back to the Committee of Transport. I would encourage, to request that the Committee of Transport gives me the report of the status of that statement, because that road is in an awkward and dire situation, and we want it to be repaired and recarpeted this time. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable Joanna, then the mover. Honorable Joanna, understand it is already 12:30. We are time bad. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. So, because of that, can we continue the debate in another city? Yeah, so then I will not put the question. We will continue in another sitting, maybe next week, so that everybody can contribute, because I think this is a very important topic, subject matter. So thank you, members. The House adjourns. Yeah, the House adjourns to Wednesday, 25th February 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Members, we are still expecting the governor. Let's be full house. Thank you.